When first responders arrive at the scene of an accident, their focus is on the patient at hand. Organ donation is often the last thing on their minds, but when a patient is not going to survive, organ donation can give others a fighting chance. A new training video developed through the experiences of Sacramento firefighters is changing the way first responders view organ donation.
We wanted to be able to provide information about what happens behind the scenes when first responders, EMTs, and paramedics have done everything they can to save the life of a patient and they go on to become a donor.
The centerpiece of the training is an online video developed by Catherine and her husband Jim, a retired Sacramento fire captain. The seeds for the project were planted 2 years ago, following a collision between a fire truck and a small car.
There was an accident here in Sacramento with a crew that my husband had actually worked with. It involved a fire truck colliding with a small car with 2 co-eds in it.
It was an exceptionally chaotic scene because there was, because firefighters were directly involved. Usually you can put a little separation between yourself and the incident, and in this case it wasn't possible. Organ donation while I was on scene was nowhere in my mind. I was focused entirely on life-saving techniques and procedures, and that was per standard protocol. We want to get her to the hospital and get her taken care of immediately.
Weeks after the accident, Catherine and Jim visited the crew to share what transpired after the call.
When Jim came and said 7 people benefited from the organs that were procured from this patient, I wouldn't say it completely offset the tragedy, but it was an astounding relief. Probably the biggest thing that struck me was just being able to identify a potential situation in which it may actually be organ donation possibilities, as opposed to just identifying somebody that will not live.
Catherine and her colleagues at Golden State Donor Services later sent a questionnaire to Sac City, Sac Metro, and Folsom Fire Departments, asking if they could benefit from an education program about organ donation. The answer was a resounding yes.
Next thing I know, that there's people stepping up and there's money coming in, and Sacramento State College has offered their video lab and their filming.
The free online video doesn't change any first responder protocols, but it does provide information about resuscitation and treatment in the field that will help first responders save more lives through organ donation.
It is a reasonably short video for people that want to, the firefighters and the first responders that want to get their continuing education units. It'll be good for 1 CE.
We have never found other trainings that have existed, an online course or a video across the country. We built it in a way that it could speak to any first responders across the country, so it may be going national, and we'll be presenting that soon.
Having seen the results of organ donations, if I'm looking at this patient and I know this is going to be a fatal outcome, I still know there's hope for what may become of it.
You can find more information and a link to the training video on the CPF Firevision page at www.cpf.org.